So anger and anger management and just the overall emotion connected with anger seems to be a big problem in a lot of people's lives. Anger leads to a lot of behaviors that create lots of problems, and there are anger management courses that you can find all over. So today we're going to talk about, well, what if, because managing anger seems to be a challenge. Well, what if there was no anger to manage? Would that be even better for you? So let's talk first about emotions, what they are, where they come from, and what purpose they serve. Emotions are just energy or energy in motion. Where do emotions come from? Well, for some people, it may be surprising to know that we choose our emotions. So emotions come from within. Emotions come from our thoughts. Oftentimes, we think, or we have this belief, because at a conscious level, I think all of us know and understand that we can control our emotion. But at a subconscious level, or more at a subconscious level, we often believe that we don't control our emotions, that other people or situations or circumstances create our emotions. That's why we say things like, you make me mad, or you make me angry, or you hurt my feelings, or you make me sad. That belief or those words indicate that there's a belief that something outside of us is causing us to feel a certain emotion. Now, you may say, okay, so what's the big deal? Because, consciously I know that I'm in control of my emotion. So what if I say, you make me angry? Well, here's why it's important. About 90% of our time, we are operating on autopilot, which means that it's the subconscious part of our brain that's driving our behavior. Okay, so what does that mean? Well, for many things, it's a good thing, because the subconscious part of our brain is what allows the organs of our body to function, so that our heart beats and our lungs work. But here's the other side. When the subconscious part of our brain is driving our behavior and we're not aware of what the beliefs are that are in our subconscious part of our brain, that's the problem. Because if we have false beliefs, and beliefs drive our behavior, but we're not really aware of our beliefs, we're just acting on autopilot. So something happens and we're triggered, we have a response to that we've learned and been conditioned to, and then I experience an emotion or I behave in a certain way. Well, if that belief that's been created is false, then we're going to behave in ways that are in accordance with that belief, but we will not get the outcome in life that we want. So just a simple example, most all of us want to be in control of our life, true? And yet, if I have a belief that says you can make me angry, then am I in control or out of control? So because we have a desire to be in control, if you are doing something that makes me angry, or I believe that you're making me angry, then I would also have a belief that in order to be back in control, then I have to be able to control you. And so the focus of my behavior is now on you instead of on me. And how much control do I have over you? The truth is I have zero control over you other than what I can physically force or control you to do. But really what I have is influence over you. But I have control over me. In fact, I only have complete control over three things, which are my conscious thoughts, my emotions, and my behavior. Everything else is just influence. So if I want to be in control of my life, I need to focus on those three things and stop trying to control everything around me. So let's talk about emotions for a minute. Is it possible for you or anyone or anything else to make me angry? Is it possible for me or anyone else to make you angry? Think about that for a minute. I can do things to influence you, but if you do not want to be angry, can I make you be angry? I can't. Just like I can't make you be sad, I can't make you be scared. I can't make you feel anything. All I can do is influence you. It's your thoughts about what I'm doing that determine the emotion that you're going to feel, which is true for every emotion that we experience. It's our thoughts about the events that are going on around us. It's our thoughts about the circumstances that we find ourselves in. It's our thoughts about the behaviors of others that determine the emotion that we feel. If the solution, or if one of the solutions to managing anger is to stop it before it even begins, well, where's the solution to that? How do we do it? Well, that's simple. It's our thoughts. And thoughts are something that we have control over. Here's the other question though. Why would I choose to be angry? If it is a choice, why would I choose that? Especially if it's creating problems for me in my life. The truth is, if anger was influenced me to behave in ways that created problems in my life, I wouldn't get angry. But most of us that have a challenge with managing anger, it's because at a young age, we learned to go to anger, because anger then influenced us to behave in certain ways that would give us the outcomes that we wanted. So maybe when we got angry, people backed off and left us alone. Maybe when we got angry, people gave us what we wanted. And so the subconscious part of our brain said, oh, getting angry works. It gives me what I want. But maybe as I grew older and I continued to use anger as a way of getting what I wanted, I started behaving in ways that created problems for me in my relationships, or maybe with the legal system, or in the school system. And I got to the point where I realized, wow, getting angry is a problem, and I want to do something about it. But it's pretty tough to change something that is in our subconscious, because we operate from our subconscious about 90% of the time. Only about 10% of the time are we aware of what we're doing and why we're doing it. So how do I go about stopping anger before it even begins? Well, it comes down to, I really need to change me. I need to change me at the core, and I need to identify what are my thoughts and beliefs that are driving my behavior, and what are my thoughts and beliefs that are creating my emotion. So I can back up, and first of all, I can identify what are the false beliefs that I have that are creating emotion, and I can identify the errors there, and then I can know, okay, well, if these are the false beliefs, what are some correct or true or healthy beliefs that I could replace those false beliefs with? So that's the first step. I want to replace them, but again, because I'm on autopilot 90% of the time, when I get triggered and I'm not in my conscious brain, I'm still going to come out with what I've been conditioned with over time. So in order to make that change, again, I need to change who I am at the core. Wayne Dyer used to tell or use an analogy that I really love about this. And, he just asked the question. He says, if you take an orange and you angrily smash that orange, what kind of juice will come out of the orange? Well, the answer is it's orange juice. And he says, okay, well, what if you take an orange and you lovingly squeeze that orange, and you squeeze it with enough force, but loving force, what will come out of the orange? And again, the answer is orange juice. And the question is, why? The answer is, well, because it's an orange. So that's the juice that's going to come out of it. The question, and how this relates to us, is, well, what comes out of us when we're squeezed? Is it happiness, joy, and peace that comes out of us? Is it anger or sadness or fear that comes out of us? Or is it love? Once we become a person where we are filled with love, there's another quote by John DeMartini who said, all there is love. Everything else is an illusion. And if we can't see the love, then we're just not looking at it the correct way. So we have to become aware of our paradigm, or the lens through which we see the world and how we see ourselves. We need to be able to identify those false beliefs that are driving our behavior that we may not even be aware of, and replace those with healthy beliefs, and then we need to practice those new healthy beliefs enough times that those become part of our subconscious. They become part of who we are. So we eventually get to the place that when somebody does something that we don't like, that may be used to trigger us and cause us to be angry, the idea of getting angry no longer even enters our mind because it's been replaced with something else. So instead of having a feel of anger, well, maybe we feel sorrow for the person, or maybe we feel pity, or maybe we feel love for the person, because that's who we have become. So it no longer is a challenge. It no longer is something that we have to manage because we've changed at the core. We are now a different person. There's no anger in us, so there's no anger to come out of us. So the best way to manage anger is to stop it before it even starts, to get to a place where it's no longer part of who we are, it's no longer part of our thoughts, it's no longer part of our beliefs. I would encourage you to look for ways to fill yourself up with love and see what that does to change your life, to change your relationships, and ultimately to bring you more happiness. So if this video today helped you in ridding yourself of anger, message me below and let me know. If there's more that you would like to know to help you, let me know that too. Thanks for watching, and if you do want more hands-on help, you can visit our website at principlebasedliving.com.